Craig of the Scottish Hit Squad. Tell them a little about Paul Craig already. What kind of...
Just a normal guy, you know. I grew up council estate, normal guy, a bit of pain in the arse at school, pretty down to earth, you know. Not stuck up my own ass, man. I don't. Just a normal guy, an everyday guy like you who's sitting watching this TV. Like 5 years ago, I watched my first UFC event, and I was like, this is pretty shit. But I'm just a normal guy, man. I wake up in the morning, I do my normal stuff, I go to my work, I spend time with my family. I'm just a normal guy. I don't have this party lifestyle. I'm just looking for a bit of fun. I just want to go out there and show everybody that I can do what I'm capable of doing, and you know. I'm representing my hometown, I'm representing Scotland, I'm representing the UK.
To those hardcore fans in Scotland, what's the message to those guys?
Let's go Scotland! So it has to be let's go Scotland, man. You know, keep sending me the love, and you're going to see some dick getting kicked in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we first player Scottish Hit Squad, presenting Paul Bearjew Craig.
So Chris, what a matchup, light heavyweight, Ireland versus Scotland, and 2 unbeaten records at stake. Carl Moore unbeaten in 5. Paul Craig unbeaten in 6, unbeaten as amateur. In fact, Craig from Scotland has never gone out of the first round.
Elevator in the left butterfly hook from the Irishman, but now he's caught in a guillotine. That looks really deep, Malcolm.
And he knew it, Carl Moore knew it, and he's tapped.
Outstanding stuff from the Scotsman. Arena, it's co-main event time.
And look at the intent on Craig's face there as he came to face Lazars. Lazars knows he's got a very dangerous opponent.
Now the clinch, this is where it gets really interesting. 2 very different takes on grappling. And Paul Craig even a couple of pounds underneath the weight limit.
Here we go, here's the slam.
Excellent takedown, that is huge. You can't get complacent or Marcin will be back to his feet in a jiffy. That's what I'm talking about. Takedown for the bull, but swept by the challenger. Wow.
Transitions here from both men.
And right into the triangle, Malcolm. Holy Hannah. He's locked that one up. Full figure 4. Armor across the face. That's going to be it in a second.
It is. It's over. He's already tapped. Marcin Lazars has tapped.
And new Bahamas Light Heavyweight Champion of the World, Paul Bearjew Craig.
Carl was a guy that was, you know, heavily being touted to going on towards the UFC. That must be something clearly in your thoughts now after, you know, you've extended your unbeaten run too.
Yeah, definitely 7-0. I've been asking for that. Been asking for it for a long time. Been asking for an opponent who wouldn't pull out for me. Carl Moore gladly didn't pull out for me. I've had a lot of pull-outs, but UFC's mine. Just a matter of time.
Combined victories and no defeats, Brazil's Henrique da Silva and Scotland's Paul Craig are undoubtedly 2 of the light heavyweight division's prize prospects. 12-0 Henrique da Silva, 8-0 Paul Craig. Tonight's Fight Clock sponsored by America's Navy. Around the world, around the clock. America's Navy. Learn more at Navy.com. Yellow trunks for Da Silva. He's finished all of his 8 wins, Brian. 7 in the first round, and he's got some dirty boxing going early.
Slash the uppercuts there, came back over top.
Body shot from Da Silva. Again with the The uppercut, and now the knee.
He's had some success there. He's looking to go back to it. He's opened up a cut over the left eye of De Silva, and beautiful entry to that takedown. I can't say enough how difficult that is. Your first trip to the octagon to start putting it together, be focused. Maybe Justin's getting that right elbow higher, but he's flat on his back. It's really hard to get the leverage you need from that. Gotta be on a hip.
Can he lock it in and finish right here, right now?
He's gonna look to try and use it to sweep De Silva out. Boy, he's gushing the ground.
De Silva has top position now.
Very, very good for a debuting fighter in first round. Triangle attempt here. He's gonna try and suck in the head of De Silva. Avoids it so far. Transitioning now to an arm bar. Can't get the leverage. He's got to break the grip, and then he'll have it tight. Oh, he loses grip of the wrist. Now he's got it tight.
And it's all over! Paul Craig by submission! Beautifully done!
Dreams are made and dreams are broken in that octagon in the UFC, and you know what? My dreams just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and unfortunately somebody's dream had to die tonight, and it was Enrique's.
Can you speak to the strength of the division, and how soon do you think you can really make an impact?
Well, Enrique was 12-0. He was 2-0 in the UFC, had not been beat, and he was in the top 20. I'm 9-0 now, had dropped his O, and you know what? I'm not going to accept anything less than a top 15 opponent now. You know, I'm wanting to make waves within the UFC light heavyweight division. It's going to be my division. I know it is. I just feel, it feels like this is what I was put on earth to do. So I'm feeling jacked right now. I'd set my goals to get to the UFC. I'd got to the UFC, and that resulted in me achieving my goal, so it was ticked. And then once I got there was nothing for me to do. I won in the UFC. I had completed the game. What was there was Paul get to the UFC, and then I fought Tyson Pedro in 209 when my body hadn't recovered from the previous fight, and it resulted in me losing.
And that's because Craig always goes to the overhook here. He needs to dig underhooks to get out of this position. Notice he's always grabbing over the top of the head of Pedro. That's giving up the position and allowing Pedro to land the knees, and now he's about to take Craig's back.
He's got Craig in a terrible position. That's it.
And that is it, Tyson.
After that first loss in the UFC, I was kind of devastated. Like, I'd never experienced loss of that, ever. My world came down. You know, your mind starts saying, like, you don't deserve to be in the UFC. There's guys out there working harder than you and doing things better than you, and you don't deserve it. You've just been lucky. You've just lucked your way to the UFC. And then it was my last fight. My contract, 4 fights, you know, 1 win, 2 losses. Are the UFC going to take somebody that's got 3 losses and 1 win? The UFC are in the business of having the best of the best, and I did not represent myself very well. And the person who put me up against was this up-and-coming young Russian who was being tipped as the next Khabib.
Magomed Ankalaev from Dagestan, Russia. A young fighter at just 25 years of age who brings a perfect record.
He's a scary individual, John. He's got that unbroken confidence of an undefeated fighter, and just the way that he fights, it's almost like his opponent's irrelevant.
And I remember just walking out, like, it felt like going to the gallows, basically. This was me. I was done in the UFC.
No touch of gloves there. Paul Craig coming in with a very different mindset.
Paul Craig needed, given the fact that he's lost his last 2 fights in the first, he may have needed to go through a little adversity just to rebuild that confidence.
Straight to work is Ankalaev. Slips and rips.
Oh.
Big head kick. Lovely combination there from the Russian. Panic shot he's generated from his knees again.
A real panic takedown attempt there from Paul Craig.
Massive sense of urgency there from Ankalaev, who cranks up the tempo right down to the mat.
You know, he was doing really well with his kicking game, and he stopped investing in it. What I would like to see him do is what I would have liked to have seen from the first round was to really invest in a long jab. Really, you have to at least force your opponent back onto his heels before you level change, so you know that there's nothing coming your direction.
Well done there by Paul Craig to get back to his feet. He now just needs to find some space as well, Dan.
Yeah, he saw that window of opportunity to get back to his feet, but Ankalaev is still in on the clinch. Oh, spinning elbow attempt by Paul Craig, who falls to the floor. Was he a little dazed by that?
Ankalaev trying to wrap that head. There was a couple of punches to the back of the head there.
So he's just throwing to whatever target's there.
Ankalaev looked to pull and turn Paul Craig over, but Craig was wise to that. However,
there's a benefit in having your back up against the fence because you can use it almost as a rest to drive yourself up into. It's like doing a squat against a wall. You can use the wall as a support
of the spine, but the neck, the kind of top of the back and the head, and putting a lot of horrible pressure on the neck and spine of Paul Craig.
It also gives you very little options to move your head when you're in this position.
And I remember just thinking, I heard the bang for the last 10 seconds and then it comes in. So I just fired up the triangle and resulted in one of the best submissions in my life.
Dying seconds!
What a comeback from Paul Craig!
Gets the win!
Not 1 second, either direction would either be him tapping or me leaving the UFC, resulting in me the next morning getting a 4-fight contract again. And then my mindset changed. I started to believe that I was a UFC fighter. MMA, it's an emotional sport. It's a roller coaster. It hits you up, it hits you down, it hits you lying in the gutter. It's a beautiful sport.
First fight on the FS1 main card in the light heavyweight division. Paul Craig against Jimmy Crute. Let's go, Paul Craig against Jimmy Crute.
Jimmy Crute wearing the grey, Paul Craig wearing the blue. Jimmy Crute, upon walking into the octagon, went to high-five Paul Craig. That was denied. Crute told me that when they faced off on media day and Craig put his face to his, he said that's the only time he's going to make contact with me this week.
Bring that arm around Paul Craig's back. Got to get out of that half-guard position, really.
But needless to say, Kennedy and Zechakula look to keep that trend going so far. You can only do it so long. Nice hands on to try to grab, right?
I do it a lot of times too, and I've got pulled guys in the eyes for the same reason, trying to just grab.
And a lot of like heavyweights who would have the ability to do so seemingly would be trying to take Nzechaku down.
Yep.
Craig is 1 for 15.
He's just constantly on his legs, man. Shoot.
If you look at the body of this 14 minutes, right, you feel like Nzechaku's probably sweet. And he goes straight to a triangle. That was pretty nice for Craig. The second time. And he's in. That's it. That's it. Nzechaku takes it. Bearjew Craig. So Paul Craig, a picture of intensity. He is in the blue trunks. Alonzo Menafield is in black. Land that big right hand over the top early.
Yeah,
oh boy.
Paul Craig sending a message walking forward there, and Alonzo just kind of laughed at him. Landed a cheeky little uppercut there.
Break away, though!
Yeah.
Break away, though!
There it is. There it is. Take the big spot. I've never seen a double leg in my life. I tell you what, he's learning to strike.
The small favorite is Vinicius Moreira in the black, underway for 3 possible rounds. We're underway.
Yeah, already Paul Craig though allowing himself to get backed up against the fence, and that's why I said
Paul Craig thought he would get in this matchup. He said, you know, some of these guys in this division, they just throw mallets for hands, but
yeah,
this would be a skillful grappling matchup.
He also liked the look of the hair. He said when he looked at him, he had the neck. He said his last 2 opponents, they were just traps. He said, how am I supposed to fight these guys and knock them out when they don't have necks? Fortunately, the hair that has a neck. This could be it. This could be it. And he went to
How do you feel about your performance? I mean, I can't think there's much bad about what you did in there tonight. How do you feel afterwards?
I'm going to be honest, see, backstage, I had a wee bit of nerves, and I don't normally feel them like that. The last time I had that was when I was in London, and I think it was because, you know, you're sitting on the back of your mind is that contract, because I love loving this dream. This job is my dream. Like, as I said to you, I can't understand taking shots for anything less than the best, and I'm hopeful that this performance will get me my next contract that will see me out in 2020.
This is what we anticipated, boss.
Yep, and there's the first one. So don't wait.
Tie clinch and the patented knees from the shootbox veteran. After his bonus kick, look at it, Vandalay.
Brazil.
Another stop. Another soccer kick.
The first fight already. So let's just see. You know, a lot of pressure.
I mean, this is incredible. And talking this was this before.
But this is not good. This is not good.
Yeah, this is going to be forced to put his modeling career on hold after this matchup, boss. I mean, Shogun just absolutely animated.
Look at this! Look at this! The family is in there!
Fireworks! And I think really, next to Mauricio Shogun, the happiest man in the ring, and there he is, Vandalay Silva! Oh my God!
Back inside the octagon to set this one up. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is 3 rounds in the UFC light heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of Coatbridge, Scotland, Paul Bearjew Craig. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil, presenting the former UFC light heavyweight champion, Mauricio Shogun Hua.
Shogun Hua, a sizable favorite in this matchup at minus 275. Shogun Hua's in the gray, Paul Craig right to business in the blue as the plus 225 underdog.
Shogun's just taking his time. He normally starts like this, takes his time, sees what opponents are going to give him. But as we see, wow, look at that.
Job by Paul Craig.
Tell you what, Paul Craig is looking amazing right now.
Craig has finished all, so 2 minutes in, and Shogun has kind of neutralized the grappling. Paul Craig, who swings big as they break and return to the center.
You know, the good thing for Paul Craig, what we're seeing here, he's not afraid. He's letting it go. You know, to me, he's not a legend to me. I don't know who he is. You know, of course, he's done his homework. He knows who he is. But still, I see the point.
Craig on that standing guillotine.
Tell you what. Wow. No way.
Shogun's covered up.
No way.
Paul Craig is going to work in round 1.
He's going to watch it, though.
Well, Shogun's got the guard high, and he's aimed it. And firing back. Body kick go from Craig. Significant strikes near just about triple the amount for Paul Craig as Shogun gets a rise from the crowd as he breaks the clinch a moment before he backs off.
Big left hook for Shogun.
Now Shogun's throwing power punches.
Shogun's just turning it on now.
Dodging heavy damaging moments. For more, go to UFC.com/honor, and 2 of his last 3 wins have come from bottom position.
Great call
neutralizing the attack. And our co-main event is going to end right there. The crowd believes their fighter has done enough.
Well, I tell you what, either way, Paul Craig's stock just went sky high.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Saul Amato scores the contest 29-28, hoo-ah! Marcelo Vejena scores it 29-28, Craig. And Guilherme Bravo scores the contest 28-28. Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is considered a split draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Paul Craig. Paul, that was a tremendous fight. How do you feel about that one?
I wish I'd done better. A draw's no good enough. I was coming here to retire him. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, either way, tremendous performance, incredible fight. Ladies and gentlemen, Maurizio Shogun Rua. Shogun, another classic performance. How do you feel about the draw?
Claro que você não está feliz com a performance, mas o que você achou do empate?
Eu achei que eu venci os últimos rounds, nítido, e foi injusto, eu achei.
I thought that I'd won the last few rounds, but, left it to the judges.
Well, listen, you're a legend in this sport. We all love to watch you fight. It was another incredible performance. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Paul Craig and Maurizio Shogun Rua.
And he marched right on over to Antigulov, who really wants to get one back for his teammates, Magomed Ankalaev.
Oh, wow, spoke too soon.
Yeah, this is... See, he welcomes it. He welcomes it, Dan. He didn't even. He doesn't even really fight it.
He's legit. Oh, very nice for Paul Craig.
He's got that trap triangle thrown up.
And Sigurlov was too occupied with
the all on the shin, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the angle. Angles make strangles.
Oh.
There's it is submission number 12.
Wow.
For Paul Craig.
Ready, fight! For UFC 255, this fight clock brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Paul Craig is in blue. Shogun Rua is in the gray, we'll call it white.
Paul Craig opening up with some kicks.
Oh, he seemed mad. He went all the way across by the octagon. Our man Buff kind of had to play security with those looping punches that he so well.
Oh, nice takedown.
Great double leg there by Paul Craig. Didn't even have to get an angle.
He's underneath there. He's hammer fisting.
Back to the feet now. 2 minutes have expired.
He's switching to the Anaconda. He might try to switch to the other side.
He's in trouble, but as long as he can keep the leg.
Look at that beautiful butterfly kill.
Paul Craig has killed that roll through by Shogun. That's why Shogun's having to come up for the single leg.
Storm. Craig with another pretty good shot with Shogun.
Very nice. Got the hands connected. Oh, comes him again.
He's got to start to control hands, Joe.
Time.
5 minutes down.
Shogun wound up on top.
UFC 255 Figueiredo versus Perez is presented by EA Sports UFC 4. Shape your legend in EA Sports UFC 4. Get up to 40% off for a limited time on Xbox One and PS.
Shogun's hit so high that he was able to just take it off.
Taking in some very specific defensive advice from his corner.
Nice single leg finish by Paul Craig, and he gets up in the mount here.
Take his back. Shogun's not careful the way he stands up.
Shogun gives his back to get up. Oh, 2 hooks in now.
Not good. This is not good with Paul Craig on your back.
Shogun's going to try to clear a foot, rotate back into Paul Craig.
Looks like he's got it.
And now he's in the
Wow.
And now he's in the
Hold on,
top.
choke. Oh, let that go.
To this point, landing 50% is very effective.
Shogun having to work exceedingly hard on the defensive side. 3 minutes into round 2.
Paul Craig looks a little upset.
If I could stay upright.
Paul Craig in an excellent position here.
Shogun's
Not
in
good
trouble
for
now.
Shogun. Flattened out against the cage. Nowhere to move. This could be it. This could be it.
Shogun, get out of there. Do
Craig gets closure in his rivalry with Shogun Rua.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 36 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Paul Bearjew Craig.
All right, so Paul Craig came in with the number 15 next to his name, and he is unbeaten in his last 4 fights. He has certainly set himself up for another big opportunity in what is seemingly a wide open light heavyweight division here in 2020.
I am here with the victor, Paul Craig. Closure on your 2-fight series with the legend Mauricio Shogun Rua. How good does that feel for you?
You know, it's taking a year to get this fight, but I'm just glad to share the octagon with him.
Your ground control and your positional control after that looked fantastic, particularly at the end. Once you secured the rear mount, we noticed that he oil checked you before. Did that make you a little bit angry?
Normally somebody'd have to take me for a meal before they'd done that. It was quite exhilarating. It gave me a wee spring in my step.
Yeah, it seemed like it added a little bit of energy to your approach.
Yep.
Congratulations on a really very, very impressive performance, again, over a real legend, Mauricio Shogun Rua. Enjoy it. You earned it. Paul Craig, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, friend.
Fight has been postponed. It's not canceled. I haven't pulled out of anything. I specifically called and asked them to make sure they kept the same match intact, purposely. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck what anybody talking about, bro. For Paul Craig to even sit up and say I pulled out and even make it seem like that, like it's any type of fear in my heart, that's disrespectful as fuck to me. And you gon' feel that shit. Real talk.
We talk a lot about the confidence and sort of the boisterous nature of him during fight week. There's a humility that sort of is underlying with Jamal Hill. He has this great appetite for learning and just really believes that he has plus skills in every area, and he will try to put it on and potentially create some sweet dreams for Scotland's Bearjew, Paul Craig. Enter 33-year-old Paul Craig.
He's beaten legends like Mauricio Shogun Rua. He's been in there with tough guys. He's been tested. He's lost. He's come back and won. So Paul Craig he's really run the gauntlet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! Introducing first, fighting out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, Jamal Sweet Dreams Hill! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of Coatbridge, Scotland, Paul Bearjew Craig!
Octagon for this one, the lovely Luciana Andrade. Getting us started for round one of a possible 3 here in the UFC's lightweight division. I will tell you, Jamal Hill is the -285 favorite. Paul Craig, despite what you saw graphically, is the +220 underdog. Has improved his striking exponentially since he signed with the UFC.
There's the clinch. Tries to drag him down to pull guard.
He has no problem with that. He'll do this all day.
He's in trouble. That right arm's in a real bad situation. He's torquing on it.
I think he's all right.
I think he's all right. No. Jamal's kind of out of it now, though. He can pull it out.
He's going to go. He's got the arm.
He's got it. That's a wrap.
Oh, it's not good. It's not good. That look like maybe a dislocation. Yeah, that's definitely broken. It's dislocated.
He's flopping around. It's completely broken. Oh my God. Look at his arm just flopping around. That's crazy.
He's going to stop the fight. Paul Craig finishes Jamal Hill in round one.
That is so nasty. The way that thing was flopping around like a rubber arm. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that should have been stopped way before that. I'm sorry. I know Jamal Hill, that you speak to his toughness, my goodness. But when the ref sees that thing dangling around and flopping all over the place, I think it's time to stop the fight.
There could be all kinds of damage.
Oh, everything's torn in there.
Wow, Paul
I
Craig.
hate to see that.
And this is what we said about Paul Craig. He is so nasty on the ground. He's so good off of his back. How rare is it when you see a guy pull guard like that and just be super threatening from the very beginning?
Yeah, I mean, he is so good on the ground. It's
so
insane.
good off his back.
Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Al Guiney has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 59 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Paul Bearjew
All right, I'm here with the winner, Paul Craig. Paul, first of all, sensational jiu-jitsu. And the fact that you're so confident in that you pull guard right away and you let it known. I mean, in your pre-fight introduction, you were saying, I'm here to test his jiu-jitsu.
Apologies, I'm the jiu-jitsu guy. Either tap, nap, or it snaps. And tonight, I happened to snap. One hell of an opponent there, walking out the octagon. Took these shots after his arm was broke. That's tough.
We were stunned that it wasn't stopped. When you were hitting him with the hammer fist, you could see it flopping around like a rubber arm.
I could feel that. It was like a white fish just dancing all over my body.
I hope Jamal gets medical attention quickly, and I hope his arm's going to be okay. But for you, sensational display of talent.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. America, I didn't have you as I walked in there. Hope as I walk out, I've got you.
Congratulations, sir. Paul Craig, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, boys. Yeah, Paul. Come on! Yes, boy. Hell yeah, man.
One of the things about being Scottish is we like a good fight, we're warriors, and it shows any time I put on that work rate, and it shows in all the athletes that came from Scotland. We're ready to fight. My heritage, my ancestors were all warriors, and I'm just carrying on that legacy. joy about the weigh-ins is getting to paint my face my royal blue Scottish colours. Not only does that strike fear in the heart of man, but it also brings me closer to being a warrior. Once I leave the sport, as long as I've got a couple of memories, don't need any money, don't need a job, just as long as I've got some memories of being a UFC fighter.